Santo Tomas in the Philippines is a low-lying area prone to flooding during periods of high tide each year. Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital hosts a wedding to give a terminal cancer patient a very special last wish.
I'm Sean Scanlan. This is DaAi Headlines. Let's get started. Santo Tomas in the Philippines is a low-lying area which is prone to flooding during high tide. In October, torrential rain associated with a typhoon led to waist-high flooding. Manila Tzu Chi volunteers provided help to flood survivors. Here's more.
The roads were flooded and vehicles broke down, unable to move at the Santo Tomas, Pampagang of the Philippines, when continuous torrential rain washed through this area.
5 years ago, it wouldn't flood this much. More recently, we are having problems with Manila Bay. Before, it was only Macabebe and Manzanto, which would be affected by the high tide. But now, we get salted water flooding too.
With low-lying ground and the sewer problems, when the water rushes in, it often takes a very long time for the water to recede, majorly impacting the lives of the residents.
Sometimes the water level will get as high as half a door. My entire first floor level was submerged underwater. All my belongings have been waterlogged, and we don't have anywhere to use the bathroom.
When the Tzu Chi Philippines chapter heard of the disaster, they immediately enacted a relief plan. The volunteers purchased lots of rice and other necessities and set out from Manila to deliver the items to the affected residents. Each household could receive rice and necessities for rebuilding their life.
Thank you for giving us these items. It is helping us so much. I didn't think that I would become a recipient from Tzu Chi.
I learned from Tzu Chi how to humble myself and love my family. I learned how to assist another, and thank you for giving us this aid relief, which we can use for a while.
I would like to
thank the Tzu Chi Foundation for providing so many aid items for our people. Everyone knows someone who is having problems during the pandemic, and this help is so needed at this time. So thank you.
Especially this time of pandemic, no?
Just as the mayor said, the pandemic, along with the natural disaster, the residents' lives are even more dire. Tzu Chi has sent relief goods, and that love can be spread in the community.
In mid-September, a district in Sabah, Malaysia experienced the most severe flooding in 70 years. Many houses, farms, and vegetable gardens were destroyed, causing heavy losses to villagers. Tzu Chi volunteers conducted a disaster survey, compiled a distribution roster. Take a look.
Sabah Kota Kinabalu Tzu Chi volunteers set off again to go to Kampan Sungai Penampang district where severe flooding occurred a month ago. The flooding this time caused huge losses to the villagers. So the volunteers carried out relief distribution to alleviate their urgent needs.
This disaster has affected many families. Also because of the pandemic, many of them have no income.
Because the affected area is very large, we have to come several times to compile the distribution name list. It took almost an entire month for us to compile the roster and understand their damage. The result is the distribution today.
Observing the epidemic prevention measures, the distribution site was led by a local Catholic church. A total of 160 affected residents have received consolation cash.
You help us alleviate the burden. This consolation cash can be used to repair my car or furniture damaged by the flood. It really helps a lot.
Around 20 to 30 houses who lost everything. So now they have, at least they can buy what they really need for their house.
Since the flood happened, the team was here. They first assessed our disaster situation and now sends us consolation cash. I am very touched. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
God bless you all.
After the disaster, with volunteers' care and love, it is hoped that the villagers can rebuild their homes and return to normal life as soon as possible.
In Malaysia, a pair of good friends promoted vegetarianism on social media. During the pandemic, they even invited citizens to participate in Health Challenge 21, spreading the message about a veggie diet. Here's more.
Coming from Penang's Butterworth, Sin Ting and Tan Hui Fen are good friends. As they went from an ovo-lactobacterian to a vegan, they have also promoted vegetarianism on social media, filming the know-hows of cooking vegetarian food in order to spread the messages of kindness.
Actually, we saw a lot of channels and understood the process of the eggs or milk. When a calf is born, people will bring the calf away, stopping it from drinking its mother's milk, because milk is for humans. This is brutal. So I think that I'm deeply affected by this. And if others get to see the same video, they can think like us too.
So we hope that when everyone scrolls through their phone, if they see good information, especially on the topic of vegetarianism, listen to that every day. This will improve and allow them to slowly accept vegetarianism.
During the movement control order, the friend couple invited citizens to participate in the Health Challenge 21 activity, encouraging citizens to change their eating habits under the pandemic period.
Every night, we will have a praying session. After that, we will share thoughts about nutrition. Or if people are eating vegetarian food, they might have questions. If so, I will share my vegetarian experience gathered along the way with everyone. 2 people are willing to become vegan. I thought this is good improvement, and I felt quite happy.
Lim Mai Ki coincidentally saw Health Challenge 21 on social media as she tried it out. Afterwards, she learned more about the health benefits of vegetarianism. Since youth, she was inputted with false information regarding less weight was due to less meat consumption. Now she has an answer.
In the past, when I eat vegetarian food, it was eating vegetables, but I never thought of beans, quinoa, and millet. I didn't understand anything about these things. With variety, we can consume different types of nutrition and vitamins.
At the age of the internet, information can be easily acquired, yet false information can often misguide the public. If every user can spread correct and positive messages, the internet can be a clean space for everyone.
Non-stock common is a unique product cultivated in Hualien and Taitung. Last year, teachers and students of Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology succeeded in cultivating non-stock common without soil. And recently, they used non-stock commune to make various kinds of dishes. Take a look.
Bread is the staff of life. Because Hualien and Taitung are pure and pollution-free, they have a lot of high-quality crops. Then why don't we use these high-quality crops and local ingredients to develop into local characteristics and finally form a signature industry? It is called no-stock commune. It's originally dry and flat, but swells up after raining, and so it's easy to pick up. Many indigenous in Hualien and Taitung will pick it up to eat as wild vegetables.
There are a lot of high-quality spring water, which is very suitable for cultivating non-stock commune. So we assisted them in setting up non-stock commune cultivation field. If paired with some agricultural-related activities, it should attract many people to come join.
Because we have to adjust the ratio, which may not be adjusted well enough, causing it to be very watery. And then when it is deep fried, the oil may not be hot enough, making its outside already cooked, but the inside is not well done.
In fact, the biggest challenge of promoting vegetarianism is, as everyone likes to eat delicious food, we have to think how to make it delicious and healthy.
The texture and ingredients are different. It's quite delicious.
We have to learn these dishes, star jelly balls.
Recent researches on nasta-commune have found that its beta-carotene has a very good antioxidant effect, while its B12 is effective in treating anemia or maintaining a good nervous system. Therefore, for vegetarian people who always lack B12, they can take nasta-commune to supplement B12.
The most important thing for assisting the indigenous is to enable them to be self-reliant. As Kusan grows a lot of bird nest fern, we help them to develop different products so as to drive their youth to return to their hometown for career development. The most difficult thing is that it took at least 3 years for us to develop a mutual trust relationship with the indigenous. Just like we helped Kusan to set up this no-stock milk cultivation field and taught them how to lead a healthy life through eating delicious and nutritious food.
In the past, bird nest fern was fried with dried small fish and black bean, while the nasta-commune was made to a cold dish with chili, soy sauce, and salt, so the taste was very heavy. But today's vegetarian food is very healthy, and for our elderly people, it's not salty or oily, and the taste is very light.
We promote charitable and eco-friendly farming without the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. We mainly lead students to practice with actions and cultivate seeds of kindness, so that in the future, these young people can be able to work with the indigenous to share prosperity and common good.
Recently, there was a wedding ceremony in the intensive care unit of Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital. A cancer patient wished to witness his son get married. The medical team and volunteers made special arrangements to fulfill his family's wish. Take a look.
The intensive care unit of Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital was decorated like a wedding hall, and the director also came to send congratulations.
Our unit would like to send the best regards to you and your family. Congratulations. I know you know we are here. It's fine to take a rest, but you are very aware.
61-year-old Mr. Jiang was admitted to the intensive care unit because of lymphoma complications affected by pneumonia. His eldest son and fiancée fulfilled his father's wish.
We are very happy because your son is getting married today. Both the bride and groom are wearing new clothes. These are the gifts given by the father to the mother, and now to the daughter-in-law, passing them on from generation to generation.
The Chinese engagement tea ceremony was also conducted, making the atmosphere joyful and lively.
Would the bride please serve tea to the father-in-law? Dad, please drink the tea. Thank you, Dad and Mom, for your nurture.
Although the father was sometimes unconscious and sometimes awake, the whole family was happy with the wedding ceremony.
When Dr. Chen told me that his infection, sepsis, and other breathing problems have improved, I immediately told my family, and the kids were very happy.
Not only the wedding cake, but also the balloon decorations were handmade by the medical workers.
Our first thought was to decorate the ward with balloons, so my colleague made a draft for me, illustrating the design and where to put the flowers.
Although we couldn't make it perfect, I think the atmosphere was quite good, making the patient and his family members feel good and blessed.
I am really thankful to the medical workers for doing this for someone they don't know. It's so warm and makes people feel at ease.
Today we learned about a young doctor who is determined to take care of the elderly patients. He specializes in geriatrics and hospice care. accommodating the elderly during their final few days. Here's more.
我这是不好啊。
哦，你感觉无效啊？哦，哪会安尼想？
我白想。
哦，白想，你嘛知影。
那天说他不好啊，那其实。
That day she said that she couldn't be saved. Her son happened to be away. She always felt that her condition was not good, and she worried about dragging others down. Fortunately, I have received such training in hospice care, so I actually talk to them. They can say things like, I can't be saved. I want to pass away quickly. Why didn't God or Buddha come for me? Why haven't I died yet? It would be better if I were dead. Well, if your physical body is not good, you can still rely on the mind to lift their spirits.
还可以自由运作的是心理啊，
不是咧笑你啦，是咧欢喜讲你即马吼会当开讲，会当讲较济话啊啦，我心肝头欢喜啦。
有自主性的老人家，我们大概就
For an elderly person with autonomy, we probably want to maintain their autonomy and accompany them and let them express themselves.
自主的时候，把他的想法讲出来。
哇，你困咧？今天精神比较好。他有个叫一下要开始。阿妈哦，有啊，安尼饲个会疼袂？袂啊吼。哦，你规个正常起来安尼吼，安尼啊，安尼拢袂疼。
真甲顾啊，真好。
好啦好啦。
真好真老。
Zhang Shuchen, after graduating from Tzu Chi University, went to Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital to serve in the palliative ward. After successfully obtaining the family medicine specialist and geriatric specialist certificate, in 2017 he successfully established the elderly palliative medical team in October 2019 to provide the elderly holistic medical care.
就是他老医归老医，安宁归安宁，所以在老医。
For geriatric doctors, if a patient's condition gets worse, then they may have to find another team, and a hospice team will intervene. In my case, I can continue to take care of patients, so I hope to be able to take good care of my elderly patients and make their families feel at ease. I'm also confident that when I am not there to take care of my family, another team of doctors and nurses can step in to take care of my family.
我没有办法照顾的时候，有另外一群医生、护理师、护士可以照顾着他。
This grateful heart comes from his wish to help his mother take care of his 98-year-old grandmother at home.
顺清有问过我。Sun Qing asked me, "What do you fear most for your mother?" I said I was afraid if she was in pain, but couldn't speak, and if we are not at the hospital, what should I do? He then taught me.
他就有教我，
隔天早上妈妈跟我说，那是她照顾阿妈那段期间，她睡得最安稳的。
The next morning, my mother told me that my grandmother slept the most peacefully during the period when she took care of her. In fact, I was quite relieved. My grandmother was in our company and died that morning with the sound of the sutra chanting. In fact, for me, I feel that I am very thankful for this. The teachers who taught us these skills, which were applied to my mother for grandma's care.
然后可以学以致用到妈妈还有阿嬷的照顾上面，对啊，也是蛮开心的。
Zhang Shuchen hopes that the elderly care team can help every elderly, from health to illness and palliative care, helping them live out their final days in peace.
Hualien Tzu Chi volunteer Lil Mei Cho once suffered from depression as she attempted suicide several times, becoming a frequent visitor to the local emergency room. In order to seek help, she went to the Tzu Chi Lodong liaison office, and the visit changed her life, as a volunteer later brought her to visit different care recipients. These visits helped soothe her mind, and she is able to bring her own warmth to Tzu Chi care recipients.
你这边过好不？你那边过给他整？啊，你无去看医生吗？
我刚我去看，高血压，
嘿，
啊，看眼睛。
你敢是食盐？输入。
输入。
高血压。他加过年龄啊。
I left it for her because I have poor memory now. I often forget things. When she's going, she will invite me. I will follow her. In the past, I would be the one bringing her. Now our roles have turned around, and we often compare with one another. She has bad habits, like swearing and smoking cigarettes. I will nag her about it. Why are not you listening? I told her not to smoke, and she still smoked cigarettes.
My cigarette addiction was about 30 years. Because since youth, my job was in a special industry and I started smoking around that time. Even until I was ill, I continued smoking and even sneaked in smoking while in training for my volunteer certification. One time during a visit, a care recipient smoked cigarettes in front of me. I told her, "Can you not smoke for a while? If you smoke, some parts of your body will be damaged." But I didn't set a good example or be honest about my past. I didn't even have the courage to tell her about my past cigarette addiction. Sister Shogui moved me because she will visit my home frequently. I thought, why is a stranger caring for me? I didn't know her at all, but she brought vegetables to my home and encouraged me to study. She also brought me out of the house. Even though I wasn't willing to follow, she forced me out because she didn't want to see me staying at home. She would bring me to visit different care recipients she is responsible for.
She actually was emotionally unstable and often came to the emergency room to get sleeping pills. In the past, when she had bad temper, she gained weight, but now she is a different person.
At the time, medical workers in the emergency room knew me. They saw me attempting suicide several times. When I was in the ER, I had to get stitches, and the doctor told me that I had to receive anesthesia. I told him I don't need it. I was so numb from the pain. Tzu Chi saved my life. They allowed me to help others and to share my experience of past illness with others. I also get to share the changes of my life to people in need.
In Glasgow, Scotland, Climate Summit COP26 officially opened on October 31st local time. 100 countries from around the world, including various NGOs such as Tzu Chi, participated, putting forward various action plans to prevent global temperatures from rising by 1.5 degrees Celsius. We leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.